Hey guys, so today we're gonna plant this dwarf Cavendish banana. Now, when I say dwarf, it's not technically a dwarf. It's still gonna grow about 10 feet tall, which is perfect for this section of the garden because the goal is to add 2 of these right here. And most banana trees will grow about 25 feet tall, and that's not what we want here. So we're gonna go with the 10-foot dwarf Cavendish banana. Now, when you pick a site for your banana, you wanna go ahead and pick a spot that gets full sun. Now, right now it's cloudy, it's early in the morning, so it's not getting all the sun it needs. But as soon as these clouds go away and the morning comes along, it's gonna get full sun. So this is gonna be a perfect spot for it. Another thing to take note of is the wind. You don't wanna put it in a section where you're gonna get a lot of crosswind. So we have a crepe myrtle here, we have the fence right here in the back, and we have some other plants along here. So we're gonna get some wind, but not enough to maybe topple this guy over or damage any of the leaves. So keep that in mind when you plant a banana. Okay, so before I get ready to plant my banana here, let me go ahead and move this out of the way real quick. I'm gonna clear my spot here where I wanna put my banana. Now, I want it at least 2 to 3 feet away from this fence. Although it's gonna grow about 10 feet tall, those leaves aren't really gonna be hitting it once it gets past that length there, but it will hit it as it starts to grow up a little bit. So I wanna move it just a little bit away from the fence here and give it some room because I'm gonna plant some other plants here on the border of this bed. But what I wanna do is I wanna dig a hole about 1 foot deep and 1 foot wide to give it plenty of room to grow. All right, so I've got my hole dug here. And one thing I am gonna do that's different is I have a container here and I'm gonna save most of the soil that I dug up for the hole here. And there's a purpose for that. Now, bananas are very, very heavy feeders. Not like most trees where they can rely on the nutrients in the ground and the water from the ground. Bananas need a lot of food. So what I am gonna do is I'm saving this soil that I'm pulling up from the hole here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 1 part native soil and 1 part compost. And in there, I am gonna mix up my fertilizer and my biotone, which is a root starter. The reason for that is because, again, like I said, they're very heavy feeders. So you wanna put some organic matter in there. So the compost is gonna provide that organic matter. You want the native soil in there because we still want it to be well draining as well. Because the one thing that bananas do not like is to sit in water. So we want it to drain really, really well. But we want to provide it that organic matter as well. And we want to provide it some of that fertilizer to get it going. Okay, so the compost I'm using is a land and sea compost, which is going to provide a lot of organic matter for the banana. Now, I don't want to do too much because obviously we don't want to fill this hole too much. So I got some compost in there. I'm gonna put some native soil in here as well. Then I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna get rid of any of the rocks that we have in there. Now the rocks will provide good drainage, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove that for now. And I'm mixing the compost with the native soil. And once I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and add my biotone. Now biotone is gonna go ahead and activate those roots and help those roots take up more nutrients and water. And then at the same time, I'm gonna add about a ½ pound of fertilizer into this soil as well. And then just mix that right up. Now the reason for this is, like I said, bananas are very heavy feeders. And if you go to any of the jungles where they actually grow bananas, like down in Mexico, you'll see that what they do is the leaves that start to die back, they cut those off and just let them fall to the ground, and that just dies back and composes itself and feeds the banana tree. So it's a constant cycle of feeding the bananas to get some great fruit. All right, so I'm gonna drop some of this compost and soil into the hole here with my fertilizer. Set that aside. Then I'm getting my banana tree here. Go ahead and loosen it from this container without trying to cause too much damage. Okay, so I got my banana in there. Now, banana is not something that we've grown before, obviously, because the zone that we were in before was way too cold. So a lot of people up north actually grow these for ornamental uses. You can also grow a banana indoors. Now, this is rated for a zone 9 to 11. Indoors, I think it can go down to a 6 maybe. But I'm excited to grow this one. One of the main reasons is because we love bananas. We eat bananas all the time in the house. We go out and buy bananas. But I would love to grow bananas on my own. Now, when I was younger and a lot, more athletic in the Marine Corps, one of the requirements was to run 3 miles in under 26 minutes. But the perfect score would be 18 minutes. 19 would also suffice because it still gets a good score. But in those days, I was running those 18, 19 minutes, 20 minutes as I got older. But one thing I always used to do in the mornings was eat a banana with some peanut butter, because banana has a lot of that potassium, has a lot of that natural energy, the natural energy boost that you would get. So I would eat one of those before I actually went on my run, and it served me well, and it's just something that I was doing for a long period of time. So I'm excited to grow these bananas. All right, so I do have my banana in here. Now I'm gonna get the container where I mix the compost and native soil along with my fertilizer. I'm just gonna fill in the sides here. Now I'm obviously gonna need more because I dug the hole a little bit bigger than what I said I was going to. So just gonna add, again, equal parts, 1 part compost and 1 part native soil, just so it has that natural drainage as well. Now, bananas require a lot of water, so you're gonna have to water this quite a bit, and that's why we wanna continue to add that native soil, because we want it to drain well and want it to grow in its native soil as it starts to spread out. And then I'm gonna top dress it with some more compost. That way I get the most amount of nutrients down to the roots and rhizomes of my banana here. And the last thing you want to do is obviously water your banana tree. Again, bananas take a lot of water. That's what they're gonna need to grow, and a lot of organic material. So right now, I've already added the fertilizer. I've already added some biotone to help those roots establish themselves. In about 2 or 3 weeks or so, I will add some more fertilizer. Now, the fertilizer I'm using is citrus tone. I know it says citrus, but this is from Espoma Organic, and it's good for bananas. If you go on their website, it's gonna tell you what fertilizers are good for what certain types of plants. Now, citrus tone is not just for citrus. It says citrus and avocado food here, but it's good for citrus, fruit, and nut trees. So it's gonna do this plant good. So a good thing about this, it's organic. You can't overfeed it. You're not gonna burn it by adding too much fertilizer. It's gonna take what it needs, and it's gonna grow really, really well. And that's why I use this Espoma. Now, if you have something you wanna use yourself, if you talk to somebody at the local nursery and they suggest something different that's been working for them, by all means use that, because it's gonna work, and it's working for the area, obviously. But I go with the citrus tone to help this banana establish itself. Now that we got it in the ground, this area still needs to be finished. We're gonna add some other plants here in the front. So I'm excited to get that going. I'm excited to see this guy grow, because again, the goal is to maybe add another one here. Not quite sure yet, but that is the goal. All right, guys, so there you have it. Quick and easy steps on how to plant a banana tree. Now, this is a dwarf Cavendish banana. So it only gets about 10 feet tall. Again, like I said, there's many types of bananas out there. Some that'll get 25 feet tall, some that'll get 15 feet tall. But I wanna go ahead and try my hand at this dwarf Cavendish and see how it goes. Now, these steps should technically work for all bananas. Again, they just need a lot of organic matter to be able to take in all those nutrients, because they're gonna grow pretty tall. It's all foliage. It's a plant, not a tree, so it's gonna take up all that nutrients. As long as you have some great foliage on top and the sun's hitting it and plenty of water with the organic material, it's gonna do just fine. Now, I was assured that this guy will put some fruit this year. Depending on where you get your banana, it may take up to 15 months. But we're gonna see if this one produces any fruit, so that's something that I'm excited about. If it does, we'll bring that in a future video, and we'll keep definitely coming back to show you how it's doing and how's it growing. But it's just exciting to add to this bed here, because we wanted some foliage here. We're gonna try to do a tropical scene here, and we'll do some more plantings up here in the front to give that tropical feel to this area of the garden. But that's gonna do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something from this. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.